Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cold Steel Aces podcast. I'm Scott, and I'm here with Dinger today. We have a variety of topics once again to talk about, spanning football, basketball, and baseball. We're going to jump into it, though, real quick. We're going to start by highlighting our Super Bowl matchup this weekend. We have the Chiefs versus the 49ers. This is the Super Bowl that nobody asked for. So, that being said, let's go ahead and let's give it a little bit of a deep dive. Dinger, I'm gonna let you lead off on this today. What are you thinking about this matchup? Who's gonna win? Give me your thoughts overall.
All right. So, like you said, so my thoughts actually, I'm thinking the 49ers can win. I think this game's going to be closer than a lot of people think. I think it's going to be a little bit more of a defensive game. The reason why I say this is last year or a couple years ago when Tampa Bay Bucks with Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes, their defensive line dominated all game. The 49ers have a solid defensive line with Nick Bosa, Jalen Hargrave. I mean, they have Chase Young, but he hasn't done much. Maybe he changes it during a Super Bowl. But the 49ers defense is insane. Fred Warner, Greenlaw, like that whole team is stacked all the way around. But you can't take out Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, 4 Super Bowls in the last 5 years. Looks like we got another Patriots dynasty ahead of us, and of course, it's on the AL side again. I thought the Eagles were gonna do that after 2017. I was so excited. No, but I don't know. I know it was about how you spend your money, man. They did it right. They're doing it right as of right now. Um, I can't really say who I want to win, but I go back and forth every day. One minute I want Christian McCaffrey to win. And Debo says something about the Eagles, so then I hate that team again. So then I want the 49ers, the Chiefs to win. So like I'm kind of just on the fence, man, on both sides.
Yeah, I understand. I'm in the same boat to a degree. I'm thinking, and mainly it's just because I'm biased and don't like the Chiefs a little bit, that I want the 49ers to win at this point. But this is kind of like a Super Bowl that I have no fight in. Whoever wins, wins. At the end of the day, I'm not dying inside. Tom Brady maybe die inside whenever he was in the Super Bowl, so I always rooted against him. But look, the Chiefs are a great team. Their defense is great. They caught fire on offense at a good time. They're on fire now. They're clicking. They look good. Pacheco is a hard runner. I mean, he's gonna give it his all versus the Niners line, and he gave it his all versus the Ravens line too. But I do feel like this game will be won in the pass. And then on top of that, I feel like it'll probably be a very defensive game, like you said, versus the Ravens. We saw that that defense was very disciplined and did
Hmm.
not allow the Ravens to come back at all. There was no shot. It was just the momentum. They killed it every single time they found a way to do it, and that's what good teams do. And the Chiefs have been historically known for that. They've never had a top five, top 10 defense, whatever you want to call it, but they're disciplined enough, that they are, with what they have, a very good defensive team with a great defensive coordinator. The Niners, to your point, Greenlaw, Warner, the D line with Bosa and Hargrave and Young ish. Um,
Hmm.
Again, probably the second best defense in football at this point in time. I believe that they were. Please correct me either way, but I believe that they were arguably the second best defense in the league. But what's going to come down to is if the Niners come out flat like they did the last two games, this is not a team they can do that with. The Packers are young, and unfortunately, they don't have the same type of discipline I feel that the Chiefs do, and they're prone to
Hmm.
mistakes, right?
Yeah.
The Lions are also a very young team. I think they're the youngest team on average, and you know they fell flat due to I feel poor coaching decisions. Personally,
100%.
I feel like you take the field goals, especially when you're in a high stakes playoff game. I get that your fourth down calls probably are what got you there, and why change them. I can understand that narrative, but at the same time, this is a very high stakes game. You're talking about the Super Bowl on the line here. I get you want to give it your all. I get you want to go for it on 4th and 3, but dude, at some point, take your points. Take them.
They should have done it when they had to tie the game.
Yeah, right. That's really the. I'm fine with the
Like,
earlier
what?
one.
Yeah, the earlier one was okay, but that second one,
I know. Just at that point in the game, take your points. Go into
bro,
overtime if you can force it. Then you can get greedy in overtime, honestly.
he just gave him the game. And I mean, I guess you could argue, oh, well, if they caught the ball, yeah. But if you kick the points, that's 6 points.
They can get greedy in overtime because
You have to. Yeah, each team gets each team gets the ball. They should change that to college overtime though. Imagine the fantasy points on that one though. Your guy scores 5 touchdowns in one game.
um,
Dude.
so I'm officially picking the 49ers to win. I'll stand by it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't really care that much.
Yeah, I think I think I'll just pick the Chiefs, man. Andy Reid, and I kinda just don't like the 49ers, dude. It would be like if the Cowboys and Chiefs were in here. I feel like I would I'm just gonna go with the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, there were some really good matchups this year, but they just didn't happen. I mean, it was what it was.
No, I really wanted the Lions to get in, man. Oh, that was my team that I was gonna be rooting for.
It would have been nice to see a Lions Super Bowl.
I would been on the train.
Had they handily beat the 49ers like they were for most of the game until they gave up the comeback, I would have honestly probably picked them to beat the Chiefs. But yeah, they didn't.
Oh.
They fell flat, and the Ravens just ran out of steam. Unfortunately, I don't really know what we're.
They got locked up, dude. They got locked up. Well, you also gotta think they also fumbled the ball going into the end zone.
Well,
And what else happened?
your
That
running quarterback.
interception.
Your running
Interception.
quarterback only ran 6 times. Not great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how you had to beat them. That's how you had to beat them. Contain Lamar. Just like with the
it
49ers.
was
The
partly
pressure.
that they did contain Lamar, but they also only called 6 run plays. So
True.
that's kind of why
Yeah.
he didn't run. But they did contain him
Yeah.
when he ran. So
Mhm. So you gotta do contain Lamar, and you have a better chance of winning.
yeah, exactly. I'm in agreement with you. But I mean, there's really not much to analyze in the Super Bowl. I mean, it's more of two powerhouse teams that we've seen all year,
Yeah.
going at it. Well, Chiefs weren't really powerhouse all year, but we knew what they could
No.
be, and what they became.
What's crazy was they had like the highest regular season drop rate of like 6.2% or something. I saw they didn't drop one ball in the AFC Championship.
That's what you work on all season, man. If you can get,
Weird.
you got to make sure you don't have those problems when you get to that point, and from a practice and coaching standpoint. Yeah, weird. They don't have any drops.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
Red Riders, man.
I know. Crazy. And Kadarius Tony's, going off the deep end again.
Yeah.
I love it. But we'll move on to the next topic here because, again, we got more to talk about in baseball, I think, than we do in football at the moment. But we'll stay in football just for one more because we want to talk about what happened this weekend, the monstrosity that is the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, you remember growing up how it used to be after the Super Bowl and it was always in Hawaii? What is it like? It's not even exactly. Where do we watch? Like, I didn't even watch it. I saw clips and if you win, they won the flag football game. Each player got $88,000 for winning.
Did they have incentives for the old Pro Bowl? I don't really remember.
I don't know, but you're winning $88,000 to play flag football, man. Come on. You remember back in also like Sean Taylor like destroyed somebody in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Like,
See, the Pro Bowl game was always like not the best in the world, but it was better than what it is now by far. Like, I don't really want to watch
yeah.
these dudes play flag football.
Well, and then you also got back then it was after Super Bowl, so all the Super Bowl guys could come down and actually play in it if they were in it. Now they don't play in at all because why would they want to do that? Playing the Pro Bowl for what? They're playing the Super Bowl. That's all they care about.
Yeah, right. And again, I felt like the games were a lot better in the Pro Bowl. Like I was watching some old Pro Bowl games, and it was like, longest throw for quarterback, and they did have the pinpoint accuracy games like they do now,
Hmm.
but they were much better. Like it was an obstacle course and stuff like that. Like they were much better. I like them a lot more. The strength and conditioning ones they had for the offensive linemen, you got to watch them do bench presses. Like
Yeah,
Larry
insane.
Allen doing bench presses was, oh my god, man.
And they just
I
got
love
rid
it.
of it
I know they got rid of all that stuff.
for whatever they do now.
I mean, I felt like in the 2010s, it was still decent. Like they were kind of changing into what they were now, but they were at least playing football a little bit,
Yeah.
and the games were fun. Remember the one-handed catch game they did in the Pro Bowl with Landry and Odell Beckham Jr.?
Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was great. Uh, see, that was cool. But now it's just like we have C.J. Stroud, Gardner Minshew, and Tua Hurts. Who I don't even know who the NFC Pro Bowlers were like that. Like they're not even trying in the pinpoint accuracy. They're just there to collect a paycheck, bro. Like I think Tua
Yeah.
had 18 points in pinpoint accuracy. Like Hurts had like 19. He was missing all the easy throws and stuff. Like he didn't care. They don't care. They're not even
No.
trying, bro.
No. And then like I don't know, man. Flag football. That was just insane to me. They should change it back. Well, that's what the NFL is gonna be like soon. At this rate.
It's already flag football. They throw a freaking flag on every play. Look, bottom line
Oh.
is they need to change back the format, but they won't.
No. Why would they? I think there's probably more people that watch that, honestly.
Yeah. In terms of a solution for changing it like to something, I just you can keep the Pro Bowl games the way they are. I mean, whatever. They're at the end of the day, they're not the worst things in the world, but I think you should actually have the Pro Bowl game be a little bit more, entertaining and more
Well, it
fun
used to
than what
be.
it is.
You just gonna blitz, remember? We weren't allowed to
Yeah.
blitz, that was it.
Yeah, you weren't allowed to
We
blitz.
still hit each other.
Yep. And they wouldn't hit each other full force, but I mean, they would
No.
still do little tackles and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, and they'll mess around and have fun and they brought the captains. That was a fun time.
yep. I like
And
the
then they got
captains
rid of
now,
that.
but I mean, they're just not playing real football.
No, that's like what the NHL Justin Bieber's team won. You see that? Their all-star game. They had like multiple all-star games. They didn't just play one. They had like a little tournament, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
we're gonna move into a little bit of a topic that we don't really
Talk
watch,
about
but we want to appreciate a little bit more
some
in both
greatness.
sides of NBA and WNBA. So we're bringing up our good pal, Caitlin Clark. She didn't really know us, sorry, but she looks like she's gonna be a future GOAT from what Dinger's telling me here. So Dinger, how about you tell me what's going on?
All right. Well, don't put me on the spot like that, bro.
Ah, it's okay.
But
Listen, she had a great game the other night. It's really what we were getting
yes,
at.
yeah.
And we've been watching a little
Saturday
bit of
night.
it.
But yeah, no. So she is 66 points away of breaking Kelsey's Plum NCAA scoring record. So I mean that can obviously happen. She scored 38 on Saturday. So I mean, just do two of those games and she's fine. But I've never seen somebody like she's shooting threes way beyond the arc with somebody in her face. The last person I really watched do that was Steph Curry, man. It's so
Well,
cool watching him.
it's like what we talked about a little bit before the podcast, but basically, when you introduce people into the league who are of a higher skill level than the rest of the league, it does in due time, allow the league to catch up and realize they need to do better, and develop their skills. Rather, I think is the better
Yeah,
criticism. Develop their skills and
'cause
you know compete.
yeah, look what happened in the NBA. Everybody's shooting threes now. Remember Steph Curry pulling off from half court, and then all of a sudden you see more people doing it every day.
See, it's like this. If I think, and I do feel strongly about this, while the NFL is a lot softer nowadays in terms of its rules, we have a lot more physical freaks in the NFL than we have probably ever had. There were some standout stars growing up and before
Hmm.
we were born, like Reggie White, Lawrence Taylor. Those guys were scary, right? They were legends.
Yeah.
Larry Allen, again. But I think if you look at the regular player nowadays, that's not a superstar, just a regular player, the talent in the NFL has gone up. Like these guys are
Oh yeah.
fast, they are huge. You know, their skills are much
Uh,
better. Like it's just naturally they have gotten better over time due to the introduction of competition, and they're still physical freak specimens. Like Aaron Donald, just for the record, we do talk about him for the most part, but I don't think people really understand. This dude's 5'11". Like he's not even 6 foot. He's 5'11", 200 something pounds, and he moves offensive linemen who are like 6'4", 6'6", 400 pounds. Like that is freakish. That is not normal for someone to be able to do at that size.
I know. Remember James Harrison?
James Harrison, another
Yeah,
freak.
his workouts were insane.
Yeah, I mean the Watt brothers,
Yeah.
freaks. You know, there's a lot more freaks I think nowadays, but
Oh,
I,
100%.
I mean they're not superstar status. But I just my point still stands. Introducing
Yeah.
competition is going to naturally kind of raise everybody's ability. You know,
Just because everybody wants to be the next one of them.
yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
like when we're growing up, we're like, oh, I want to be, you know, at first it started off, I want to be the next Michael Jordan, and then went to Kobe, and then went to LeBron, and Steph Curry got in the mix, you know? Same thing with football. It's like, I want to be the next Tom Brady. Oh, I want to be the next Randy Moss. I want to do this. I want to do that. Derek Jeter. Like, yes, every time you want to,
Yep,
you know what I'm saying?
yep. And if you're a Philly fan, I want to be like Ryan Howard.
Yes, I remember. I remember doing his stance all the time growing up, just to mess around in with football. But yeah, I think the WNBA is gonna be in good hands soon. I mean, I'm not saying they're in bad hands now, but I don't watch them like that. But I do think that with Kate and Clark coming up and the one girl from LSU and everyone else, I feel like the skill level is gonna start rising soon.
I think what it has to do with is also going to be like I mean, you hate to say it, but it's kind of the only reason people really do play sports. It's not because they love it, but because they can get a good payday. Like,
Yeah,
like they do love it, obviously to a degree, and they're addicted and obsessed with their craft and their sport, obviously. But if their pay wasn't there, I mean, you know, these people would probably spend their time doing something else. I
oh,
mean,
100%.
you know, the fact that the pay is what it is allows people to just dedicate portions of their lives to say, you know what, I'm going to try to be a football player because, you know, I think that I have the talent to do it. I'm going to start refining my skills at this age and this and that. Like, it gives people more incentive to actually do it rather than just like,
Mhm.
you know, I love the sport and whatever. You know, I don't get paid that much, but I have to work two jobs and I can't dedicate my craft to learning basketball and all its, you know. Well, with WNBA, I mean, similarly, they're going to get more funding if the more people watch. I mean, and
Yeah,
you know, you're going to have more girls looking up to these players, and they're going to want to say, "I can do that too." You know, I want to do that. I want to hone my craft, and I mean, they don't need the WNBA to do that. Just for the record, I mean, there are girls in the WNBA right now whose models are Steph Curry and LeBron. Like, just because
yeah,
you know there really shouldn't be a male female divide in terms of
no,
your role models. In terms of physicality and playing the sport, that's a whole nother topic for another day. But in terms of your role models, anybody can be your role model, dude. I mean, I could admire a female player if I wanted to, if they were
yeah.
good. I mean,
Well, like people do it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I grew up watching baseball, so I wanted to be like Mike Schmidt, but
yeah,
it
right,
never happened.
right, exactly. Um, so that you know, baseball knowledge is not. Baseball knowledge is there. Excuse me. Basketball knowledge is not very there.
Basketball is not
And
there.
we're also not going to go into any political topics for the most part here because we're going to try to keep those type of conversations out of
Yes.
the pod here.
Yeah.
But we're gonna move into baseball. With that, leaving on that note, we're gonna move into baseball, and we're gonna talk about my team, the Orioles. There's been some
Making some
news.
moves.
There's been some moves. There's been some news. You know, two big things that have happened within a week of each other. The Orioles being bought out by a new ownership group. Huge Cal Ripken Jr. joining that
Yep.
ownership group. Going to be great.
Fan favorite.
Yeah. Ownership group is gonna be good, and I hope they actually are looking at spending on top of building our farm league. But that's kind of not really the biggest thing in the world because that ain't gonna affect this season. Really, probably isn't gonna affect much of next season either. To be honest with you, until they get their bearings. What really is gonna affect this season is the trade that we just made for an ace pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
The Orioles traded for Corbin Burns. I am I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I am, dude. Because I
Oh,
watched all last season for the most part, and I truly, again, I mentioned this before in private. I didn't feel we had a star pitcher. I mean, we had a good rotation. We had some great players. Bautista is a star closer, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's what he was, a closer.
Yeah.
We didn't have a star starting pitcher that we wanted to try it out there. I mean, I guess you could say Brandish was our go-to guy, but he ain't Burns.
No, man. Corbin Burns is insane.
CY Young winner, right?
Um.
Is that what it is? CY.
I think so. I think he did win one. I'm not 100% positive on that. But since, yeah, Cy Young. Yeah. Since 2020, he's been second in wins above replacements, fifth in ERA, third in FIP, fifth in innings, and seventh in strikeout rate, which is 11 per 9 innings. So, I mean, they're getting a big dude. And I don't know if you pay attention last year, but I think this is considered his sixth full season in the MLB. So he wasn't able to test out the market the past 6 years or 5 years, whatever. And they had arbitration, which is basically like a player goes, I'm worth this much money. And if the team thinks they are, then they'll give them that. If not, the team will be like, no, you're worth this much money. And then they'll go to like this like little court thing and they'll discuss it basically on how much they should get paid. And he felt that Milwaukee didn't like him enough and everything he's done for that organization and that team the past 5 years of him being up there as their ace just didn't matter to them because they weren't giving him that money that he wanted. So he wanted out anyway. So like regardless of what happened this season, if he never got traded, he was leaving Milwaukee. So I think you guys trading for him was fantastic, especially for you guys because 101 wins last year and you guys were one of the youngest teams in the league. The only team that could I think compete would be the Yankees with their rotation, with Garrett Cole and uh I forget the other dude they have. They saw him last year was hurt for half the season, but he's also gonna be there now too. So they got a nice 1-2 punch. That'd be the only team you guys have to watch for.
You don't think the
I feel
Rays
like.
could make another run here again?
I don't know. I don't know because of the whole Wander Franco thing. I don't know how their shortstop's looking. Yeah, he's never playing again. He's, like, banned from America. So, yeah, so he's he's never playing baseball in America again. So for them, he's done. And if you were watching that, like, when they were on that big run, he was, like, one of the main parts of it too. He had that amazing random, like, behind the head over the head, barehanded catch out in, like, foul ground or something last year. But you guys traded only 2 guys, so and, you guys traded also, like, a draft pick too, which I didn't know was possible.
Did we? I
Yeah, it
only
was
saw
like a
the two players. We traded a
yeah, no,
draft
you
pick.
you traded the, draft pick too, yeah.
Was that later compensation? Because all the reports I saw were only two players.
Now that was in there when the deal got done, but I
Okay,
don't think it was,
got it. It
like,
must not have been
not,
important.
like, that important or something.
Yeah,
But Joey Ortiz, he was your shortstop,
my
basically.
shortstop prospect, which
Yeah, which
we
doesn't really
have.
I mean, it does matter, but it doesn't because you guys have Jackson Holiday. He's 19.
Yeah,
Dude's about to make his MLB debut this year at some point.
yeah, we have Jackson Holiday
And
and we have Gunner who both play shortstop.
yep,
Gunner's gonna move to third, so
yeah. And then you guys got rid of DL Hall, but
yeah,
I mean,
lefty.
yeah, he had a 4.36 ERA over 33 innings in the past 2 seasons, so not
Yeah,
not bad.
yeah. Ortiz was who I was
He,
more upset about, but there's really no reason to be.
no, especially if you got Corbin Burns, and then like you were saying with the new ownership, I think they were saying by the end of this season they will have full control by going in all next off season, so they could lock up players because that they have a lot of money.
Right. One thing I have to wonder is if we're gonna give Burns the new contract because he is 1 year left. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen
I
some
think it just
reports
depends.
saying we could just use him as a rental just to try to make one more push this year.
Yeah, I mean you could, and I think all depends on the whole Adley and Gunnar Henderson. Um, yeah, and I mean like you don't have to pay him yet, right? This is Adley's what 3rd year in the league, so he still has 3 more years left of like till he's a free agent.
This is his
Is this
second
his
year. This
second?
is his second year. He last this. Oh well, no. You're correct. I got it wrong. This is his third year. Yes,
Yeah,
this is his
yeah.
third year.
Yeah, I know Gunner's, like, right behind him, so you guys could do you guys could do what the Royals did. You see what they did?
Who did they get?
So Bobby Wood
Bobby.
Jr.,
Yeah, yep. I
their
saw that.
shortstop, yep, 11 years, 288 million. They paid for all his arbitration and his extra years. So you guys could do that too with Adley and Gunnar Henderson, which a lot of teams are starting to do that now because the Braves did it actually with Acuna and, Ozzy Albies. They did something similar like that, so that's why they have a stack team. So, like, you can underpay guys like that because they're generational talents. Like, Bollywood Jr. is gonna be a star in the league. He's gonna be top 5, top 10, I'm gonna say top 5 shortstop in the league. So, like, that, especially with all the money that's going around now with, like, Otani and all that stuff, getting signed for that big deals and, like, 300 million. I mean, 288 for 11 years isn't that bad, so you guys could do that with Adley and Henderson as well.
Yeah, and I mean
If you paid
Adley
for 'em.
is going to be a big time. Like we have to pay him,
You have
dude.
to, you
We
have
have
to.
to. We cannot let that
You
go.
have to get
We
you
look.
have to at least pay him.
We have a prospect who's looking like a very top prospect at catcher, and he's only 19 as well. But Adley, dude, in 2 years, he's already become probably one of the best catchers in the league.
Yeah, he's top 3 in the league for sure. It fluctuates between him and JT Realmuto every year. 'Cause JT, he's hanging in there. He's almost done. His reign of being the top catcher in the league it is coming down soon, and it sucks for me.
Yeah, it does.
But
But I mean, dude, Adley is a monster. I mean,
I know. I love watching him
hard to let him
play.
walk. Gunner, I was happy with the rookie year. I just hope he takes like one more step this year. Um,
Yeah,
I was happy, I guess, for a rookie at
you
22
should.
years old. He played good. Good.
Yeah, he should be you'll be fine with him. If you guys really wanted to, you could use that catcher, the backup catcher that's 19. You can use him for trade if you have to. That's
Trader,
what the Phillies did.
yeah, right. Trade or
But,
or
yeah,
replacing Santander if he's too old.
true.
But
Yeah, because we got rid of so we had JT Remuto, we had Logan O'Hoppe, and then we had Rafael Marchand. Both of those two guys, Marchand and O'Hoppe, were two like prospect star catchers, but they weren't coming up because we didn't need them. So we traded O'Hoppe for Brandon Marsh.
oh, yeah.
So he
Who
plays
was
for them.
So I'm a little lost on Philly's lore. Haven't been into it too much. What team was Marsh on before?
He was on the Los Angeles Angels. Yeah, because we also traded Mickey Moniak to them too.
Okay. You also
Yep.
got no Harper. Never mind. Wrong one.
No, yeah. We have Are you talking about Mike Trout? They have Mike Trout. Yeah, but he's hurt all the time. But hey, Mickey Moniak was doing good last year with them for a while, for a little bit. So I'm glad he's kind of figuring it out. We drafted him out of high school. I was not a big fan of that. I don't think drafting guys out of high school all the time is the best way, in my opinion.
It's really rare that you ever get a talent like that out of high school. I mean, yeah, again,
Yeah.
Jackson Holiday is just a freak, but it's rare, and we don't really even know if he's 100,000,000% going to be great, but I think he is. But
Hey man, he's number one prospect in the league.
if
so-
anything, I don't know
Yeah,
if you know, but
something.
he has a brother, Ethan, and
So what,
they
you
have
try to draft him too.
they have said the Holiday family that Ethan is better than Jackson. Like
Oh, so like an
they
Arch
admit
Manning?
that. Yeah. Like they admit that he is the better player. Which
That's
is scary
insane.
because Jackson's very good.
Just imagine having two kids both being like insanely good at baseball.
Their dad was really good at baseball too, so
Yeah.
that's what happens. It's just one of those. That's what we're gonna see in the NFL one day. Brady's
Arch
son,
Manning.
Arch Manning, Marshall Manning.
I'm excited for Manning to come up.
I can't wait. But that's a little off topic.
Yeah.
We'll move
Yeah,
into those
yeah.
because we were talking about the Phillies and JT
Yep.
Realmuto. How you say his name? Realmuto.
Yeah, Ramito.
Realmuto. Okay. Why? Why aren't the Phillies signing anyone this offseason? I haven't heard anything. All I've heard is that Rhys Hoskins went and signed with the Brewers. That's it. What's going on? I know why he did that,
Well,
but what's going on?
yes. Well, I mean, we did extend Nola, and that was it. And then we tried signing Yakamoto, but he went to the Dodgers, and we kind of just been chilling this whole time. I think they were gonna go after Blake Snell, but he wants like 280, $300 million, and he's not worth that much. No, that's why he's only got one contract, and it was like 260 million, I think, by the Yankees. He turned down. They signed Marcus Stroman, and they called it. Like no one else has talked to Blake Snell about contract yet. So, but there has been rumors the past couple days, I guess you would say, it's floating around is we're a sleeper team for Jordan Montgomery or Cody Bellinger. So we could try to get either or. I mean, for me, I would want Jordan Montgomery over Cody Bellinger. If we want to go outfield, I want to go Adam Duvall. I think he's the better guy in my opinion. So, but I think the reason why we're not signing anyone is the past 2 seasons we made it to the championship series, and it's so hard to do that. It is so hard. Like you cannot. It's really hard to do that. As we've seen the Braves struggling to even get out of the division series the past 2-3 seasons. So for us to be on the verge of going back to the World Series, as long as Craig Kimbrell didn't screw us over, we probably would have made it.
Hey, don't talk about my pitcher that way.
But for us to be like that close, it's like, why do we have to upgrade that much? You know what? Just to win a division? It's going to be so hard to try and beat the Atlanta Braves. That team is stacked from top to bottom.
Yeah, we had no problem beating the Dodgers, right?
Well, Otani's not pitching this year, so this is our year, man.
Yeah, but they did pick up, as you said, Kershaw, right? Is going back to the Dodgers?
Kershaw is going back, yes, but he's old now.
What team was
He's
he on
not-
before? I know the name.
He was on with the Dodgers. Just the Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw. He was an animal back in his prime. Like, his 12-6 was insane. 12-6 curveball. If you ever played MLB The Show, I don't know if you did, but me growing up, I did. He's my kryptonite every year because that 12-6 curve, man, it comes in so slow, up high, and then just drops last second. It's insane. But he was insane with them. He should have. Well, he did. They won that one World Series in 2020. I mean, the COVID year, whatever. But he was an ace for them. I think he won a couple Cy Youngs. I think, honestly, what he's doing is just ring chasing now. Because the Dodgers are in kind of a good position, at least defensive-wise, like pitching-wise, to be able to. I mean, they have Freeman, Mookie Betts, and stuff like that. So, I still think it's insane that they're still signing players.
Me too. I'm like, every time I see it, I'm like, what? Don't you
Like,
have enough?
no one else is doing anything, and then all you hear is, "Oh, the Dodgers signed this guy. The Dodgers signed." I'm like, are we just supposed to let them sign them? Like, what is going on? Well, I mean, I think also is what players are looking at is they're seeing, oh, the Dodgers got this stacked team. I want to win a World Series. Well, let me go join them. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing. Because why join like the Oakland A's or something like that? Which, by the way, this is our last season in there.
In Oakland, yeah, where they're moving to Vegas or something, or
I mean, in
LA or
Vegas,
something.
but they will not have a stadium next year. I think the stadium's open in 2026.
So where are they gonna play?
They're moving around like their AAA stadium and other MLB stadiums.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I did read up on something. They got Alex Wood, and they also traded for somebody else, but Alex Wood signed with them, and he's excited, and the other dude's excited because the reason why these players are excited to play with them is because they're like in their mid-30s ish. So teams are kind of like, oh well, we don't want you in our starting rotation. The A's, if you ever watch the movie Moneyball, they give these guys those chances to be great again. So like, yeah, they're gonna be in the rotation, so they're excited to be in that rotation. I mean, like I would be too. So I think the A's will be good eventually after they move to Las Vegas, but not anytime soon. I kind of feel bad for them.
Yeah, I was rooting for them for a couple of games last year. Definitely, they were fun to watch.
They actually had that one. They actually had one guy last year about to break the stolen base record. He was stealing like three. He was stealing like 3 bags a game. I forget his name because yes, I forget his name because like you don't. I don't. We don't hear about the Oakland. Yeah, exactly. Well, we don't hear about them like that. It's not mainstream media type things. So like for you to go on Twitter, or whatever, you don't see it. You have to like actually dig for it. But it's gonna be a crazy season. It really is. I'm excited. We only got 9 to 8 days left until pitcher to catcher report to spring training. You excited,
Exciting,
Scotty?
man. Wow, it's fast approaching, and I'm ready for fantasy baseball too.
Yeah, we can draft. We can start drafting now. So I need to set that up.
That's all right. It's in my car. I was gonna put my Orioles hat on for the rest of the.
Oh,
It's all right. It's in my car. I take that thing everywhere.
hey man, they got new ones. They got new ones. $50.
Oh,
Spring training
mine's the old 2000s logo, which I saw they're actually bringing back as an alternative design, so I might grab that.
Yeah. Do you have any of the City Connect stuff or no?
I haven't bought any gear recently. I'm gonna be like completely honest with you. I've never bought gear for myself for any football team. I've been gifted stuff,
Yeah.
but I never bought it because I don't know. I just never been into buying it. I keep saying I'm going to buy something and I don't. I have
I feel that.
like 3 Peyton Manning jerseys because my parents knew I liked Peyton Manning. A million different jerseys from when I was a kid between like the Red Sox and the Cowboys and gross stuff that I don't wear
Oh,
ever.
how do we go? How do we go from the Red Sox to the Orioles?
My dad, right, for clarification here, my dad watched every sport like when I was young, like golf, bowling, like everything. And it just so happens that he traveled a lot for work. And at one point he was in Boston and just kind of picked up a Boston Red Sox jersey. It's not a player jersey. It's just a, button up.
Oh, it's hurt.
No, it's a jersey, but it just doesn't have anybody's name on it. Just
Oh,
a
okay.
button up. It's a real one, but it's whatever. My first actual
hear.
memorable baseball experience is the Orioles.
Okay.
We went to Camden Yards. He was a big wig at an old seafood company called A&P, and I brought my buddy Jonathan is his name. Jonathan, I'm not gonna dox him, but you don't know him because he moved away when we were 6. Brought him to the game, met Palmer, and got a couple of things signed by him, including the hat. Went on the field, had field passes, before game, pregame. I met a lot of the players, and that was my first memorable experience. After that, I went to a lot of
Oh,
Phillies games and stuff, but
yeah, that's like
Orioles, man.
local. So,
It was Orioles Rays. Was that game? I think.
oh, so the hatred of the Rays having.
Well, my grandparents live in Tampa, so
Okay.
I can't hate them, but I do. Yeah.
You can. I mean, that's like me. I don't buy my football stuff, but I do buy my Philly stuff, except for my jerseys, for most part.
They're expensive for the most part, dude. I mean,
I know. Well, with baseball, man, I can just go in there and I buy a hoodie or something, and I just leave. But every time I go to that stadium, I'm like, hey, I'm going to the fan shop. Let's see what they have today. I have a Homer hat. When we had that going on, that was like almost $50 at the time. I have a wooden replica of the stadium, a Roy Halladay baseball, golden one when his number was retired. I got a lot of stuff from there. I buy things all the time when I go in there.
speaking of Philly, I know that this wasn't 100% confirmed. I believe it was like a leaked thing about their City Connect. Was that
Oh,
accurate?
you
Did they
see
leak
that?
a City Connect thing?
I don't know. They haven't announced it yet. I don't think they're announcing anytime soon.
It wasn't official, but I believe I saw this leaked City
Yeah, I
Connect for
saw it.
Philly.
Yeah, it had like it was like blue. The letters were like lightning bolt letters.
Yeah, let me
Is
see
that
if I
what you're
can
talking about?
find it. Oh yeah, there I found it, and I'll definitely put it up on the screen when right now. You guys will see it. Dude, I don't know. I don't know about how I feel about it.
I like it, man. I want one. I'm buying one. I'm getting one.
I like the patch that says love on the side of it though. It's just weird it being like blue and then dark blue and then
Because
yellow.
so the reason why, you know why, right? Yeah. It could be like the Eagles jerseys, man. At least it's not like that. Even though I kinda like them too.
Do you? Pennsville Eagles?
Bro, I used to just nah, I just used to use them on Madden all the time because it's different.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I like it. I think it's daring. I'm just not sold on it. It's kind of like they're taking a better approach than what the Orioles took. I feel personally, not to hate on the Orioles too much, but the Orioles
Yeah.
didn't really take a fun risk with their jerseys. It just kind of says Baltimore in all black and then has the colored arm
Yeah, I mean,
bands.
I like that though.
I
I do
like
like
it.
that.
I think it's clean. I don't think it's creative, but I think it's clean.
Should have had like, shrimp and crabs and stuff all around it, dude.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, well, there's already one team. The Nationals are retiring their City Connect jersey already.
Ready? Oh my God.
Yep.
I like
The cherry
Baltimore's
blossom.
like enough to the point where I think that they can continue to use that. Like,
Yeah, I like I like the Angels. I like theirs. They're pretty chill, pretty
I'm
nice.
gonna put them up on screen as we talk about it. But
Yeah, I don't know. It just gives me that surfer vibe, and then like that's where they're from, so it makes sense.
and I'm looking it up right now because I'm not familiar with it. But oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I
Neat.
like that one.
I like that too. It's clean. You know, it's not like a
Yeah,
big risk taker one either, but it's clean.
no, but it's nice. It looks good. It makes sense. It's like surfer. It gives me surfer vibes when I'm looking at that jersey. Nice cream color. Yeah. Some of these are weird though, but
Some of them are very outlandish that I've seen too.
like Boston's kind of bad. Pittsburgh made no sense. It's just their yellow jersey with PGH on it. Makes no
It's like a
sense.
high school like design there.
It just has nothing to do with the city. No steel, nothing. Like it's a shame, but what are you gonna do, man? Nike wants their money, you know.
I'll tell you something. Like a mini story about my adventure because I did go to a Phillies Orioles game. Like I said, I went one time when I was 6, and I had like completely forgot that it's tradition in Baltimore.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know why. I knew it in the back of my head, but in the moment I didn't remember, and I got scared. During the national anthem, the
Uh huh.
Orioles fans say "O's" in the middle in the break in the national anthem, and like the entire stadium like will do it if it's that's Orioles fans.
Oh,
So we're waiting at security gate at Citizens Bank, and the park comes up and I'm not thinking about it, and the entire stadium erupts. The security's freaking out. They don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. My girlfriend's like freaking out because I'm like, no, it's a normal thing. I just forgot about it. I forgot to tell you about it. They do it for the Ravens too. But I'm like, I was thinking about it. I'm like, I like the tradition, but isn't it low key disrespectful, like for the national anthem to like interrupt it? Like, I don't know,
I
man. I
don't
don't
know,
know. I
man.
don't know nothing, but it's been a tradition for like ever.
Hey, man, you gotta keep traditions going.
You do.
You can't get rid of
You
them.
have to, and I'm just glad that like the Baltimore fans do it in everybody's stadium, and that everybody's for some reason is not aware of this, because the security guards were like actually freaking out.
At the stadium?
Yeah,
Like the Orioles
dude,
stadium?
the guy was like, "What is that? What?" He's like, "Do you guys know about this?" He pointed at me and other Baltimore fans, and the other guys around me like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And he's like, "What?" Security
You
guards
would
are
think
like, "What's
yeah,
going
you would
on?"
think the security guards would know.
You would think that, but I don't know if they were just hired that season. If they're just like outsourced
Yeah.
security dudes who don't really watch baseball and just security,
True.
you know. But yeah, they're
Mhm.
freaked out, dude. It was funny. It was
That was
good.
insane. That's funny.
Yeah, I went to the Phillies Orioles game that the Orioles won.
Of course.
They lost the other two.
Hey, man. It's gonna be good battles. It's gonna be good battles.
Yeah, and they were good games. Actually, they were actually really good games. If I remember correctly.
Yeah. The only place I went to that was not a Phillies stadium was PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Yeah, that was nice. That was nice. So, have you ever been to like a Flyers game or like a Sixers game?
I have not been in Wells Fargo. No.
No? Okay. So, what they do during their game too, they'll also have somebody around with a microphone talking. Like not throughout the game, but like through breaks and stuff. Try to get like the fans into it and get hyped up. The Phillies, they don't do that. But when you're in PNC Park, they do that. Like they had this girl there and she's like walking around the stadium, interviewing kids, talking to people, having fun, getting everybody excited for the game. Like it was awesome. It keeps you engaged more than just like, oh, okay, this game's kind of like iffy. I'm gonna walk around. No, it's like, oh, snap. Yeah, no, she's right, bro. I want to get into it. And yeah. Oh, and the best part that I enjoyed, like this is my favorite part. Okay, so when you walk in, all right, I was sitting out in the outfield, so you go down these steps and you got the whole river behind you, whatever. It's nice. I went to center field. I was hungry. I gotta get food, right? It's different stadium. They sell different foods everywhere. For you to buy it, right, they give you like your typical like cardboard like plate thing. I got like a pulled barbecue chicken sandwich with like French fries and a soda. Well, instead of you going to like the Phillies game, you walk up to somebody and they type it in and you pay. Here they say I was confused. So you put it down on this like thing. It's like a weigh scale, and it knows exactly what you got. It pops up on your screen. You just press the pay button. It was insane. It was my favorite part because like I was like, "What am I supposed to do?" And the girl's like, "Oh, just put your thing down." So I put it down. I'm like, "Yo, that's insane." It knew exactly what you had, like the sandwich, everything, everything.
What I was gonna say is Philly fans don't need motivating, bro. Like from the game that I sat
No.
in, dude, every every walk on song, all the fans are singing it every time, dude. And of course, the obscenities, trash
Yeah.
talking is always. I had to do right behind me, ripping on every Orioles player, every past Orioles player, every possible future Orioles player. He saw some kid in a Cal Ripken Jr. jersey, and he said, "Cal Ripken sucks." And he's going off crazy, saying other things that I can't repeat on the
Yes.
podcast. I'm like, this dude, the kid's ignoring him. Obviously, he's probably from Philly. He probably knows
Yeah.
about it. But, dude, I mean, it's just that they don't. The Philly fans for every Philly sport, I swear to you, they don't need motivating, dude.
No,
Everyone there
but
loves the team.
oh, 100%. 100%. It's just like it's something cool to see. Try to keep everybody engaged more, I guess. But like you said, for us, at least right now, with the way our team is playing, we don't have to be because it's like you don't know what's gonna happen. Everybody on our lineup can hit a home run. Everybody on our lineup can hit. Everybody can make wild plays in the field and stuff. So it's just like, why do you want to get up out of your chair to go do something? That's why when I go, I hate getting up to go get food or something.
Yeah, I'm with you. I sit.
especially with the new pitch clock, dude. No way, you lose like an inning at most. Especially on hot days when you're like, whoa, dude, it's like 90, 100 degrees out. I'm gonna go get some water ice. I sat in line for 2 innings, man. So bad.
Yeah, the games go fast. I left the Phillies Orioles game early. Like, I'm talking like seventh inning.
Uh
Um,
huh.
and by the time I got to the parking lot, like my car, I parked next to the NovaCare complex.
Yeah.
By the time I got to my car, we were already at the bottom of the eighth, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I hit coming home, and the Orioles won. While I'm in the car driving home, and I'm like, "Dude, I'm not even like 10 minutes away from the stadium. I swear to you, I'm not 10 minutes
Yeah.
away from this freaking stadium. The game's over."
Yep. And they just reduced the time for 2 more seconds now too.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah. So now it's at 18. Oh, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out soon. And I think next year, next year is when they're gonna have the automated strike zone. So that's gonna be interesting. Basically, the umpire just has the earpiece in his ear and tells him if it's a strike or ball. And then you can also challenge a strike or a ball now too. That's what they're doing in minor.
What's the technology? Sensors?
Something like that. Well, I guess it's something. It's probably just like what they use on TV. You know, like if you watch on TV, you get the box and they show you. Yeah, so it'd be like the same thing, I guess.
What do they use? Apple Vision Pros on the umpires and
Well, they said so. Chris Bryant, he plays for the Rockies now. He kind of fell off. He won the World Series with the Cubs, but he was in the minors and he was saying, "Oh yeah, so we're helping them test it basically." No, he wasn't helping them, but he was trying to get back up into the league and stuff, get back ready because he was rehabbing. And they test the stuff down there first before they bring it up. And he said that there's still some gray areas because, like, if there's some, like, say for example, the pitcher puts it right on the line, sometimes it doesn't know if it should be a strike or a ball. So
it's like
they try
AI
to,
basically, kind of like. Well, I
yeah,
guess it has to be AI data driven
yeah,
models probably.
something like that. It just,
Kind of like how they do with the AWS stuff on NFL.
yeah, they're just changing stuff now.
Well, I
It
think
makes sense though a
Mm.
little bit because like last year the umpires were kind of bad.
I feel that. Yeah, I think it can be a good thing. It's just
Yeah,
depends on the
gotta wait and see,
implementation.
man. Gotta wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I am with you.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Alrighty.
Well, I mean, that's all our topics for today. At this point,
Yep. Yeah, because our hockey guy's not here today.
hockey guy not here today, and not
That's
much
a
going on in football.
No, football is basically ended. So
Yeah, and I don't think we're gonna talk much about the UFL. I don't think I'm gonna dedicate my life to minor league football.
no. Well,
So-
the reason why I don't, it's during springtime. That's when I just watch baseball, man.
Yep, I think I'm gonna be aboard the baseball train. So this upcoming season with baseball, we're probably gonna be focusing a little bit more on baseball and basketball. Hopefully, just fingers crossed,
Yeah.
we just continue to watch those games. And the only problem is, I'm thinking about the NBA championships happens. I'm pretty sure pretty soon, a couple months.
Well, a couple months though, we'll be all right. We can still talk about it and talk about playoffs and see where things are.
Yeah, definitely. Well, anyway, thanks everybody for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you have any feedback, comments, questions, or things you want us to maybe talk about in the next episodes, please leave them in the comments down below. Bye-bye.
Bye.